Things sure are accelerating now. I put on some decals. As I said before, can't be anything earth-based, but this is earth-based, but it's kind of like, you know, non-specific. This is off the space shuttle kit, the FX space shuttle kit. All right, I've got that there, and there's some around there as well. All right, and with that on, I've put on, don't really look like it, but I've put on a coat of matte varnish. But this, it was so glossy that one coat of matte varnish has taken it down to a satin sheen. But that's all right, that's not too bad. Next step is start picking out areas in various orange and also other yellows. All right, so that's next step. So yeah, we're not far off on this fella. And then the other thing is the mothership. The command ball is attached, top shroud, as I say, is on. And what I've been doing is just, with most of the plastic card on now, I've just been drawing, having a play around with the EMA dished heads, just looking for spacing and stuff. So, and this is the very first one is attached. So it's on its way to being warty. What else? Oh yeah, I've put on a couple of shrouds off of the space shuttle kit there to break the shape up a bit. And also at the back, there's a couple more pieces from the space shuttle kit just to, you know, break up the shape of the container and stop it looking like a container. So yeah, this is going to be fun now. It'll be a case of putting on the dished heads and in between putting in, you know, some plastic shapes and the occasional kit pieces. So yeah, everything's speeding up now. It won't be too long before the scout ship's done, and this one is well on its way now. So putting the contrasting colours on, they're mainly the coach lines, the self-adhesive stripes. I started putting on black ones, but then I realised every time I was putting my photo over into black and white to see what they look like, red almost comes out completely as black. So I've stopped putting on the blacks and I've put on the reds, and I prefer it that way because now with this colour contrast, it's evoking 70s science fiction craft of the paperback covers. And also this orange, red, yellow thing is reminding me of Space 1999's the Tabor ship and tank thing. So that's not a bad thing. So that's what I've been doing. In some places I've been painting, but I'm letting the coach lines do a lot of work for me. I've put decals on, as I said before. So we're almost at the stage now of dirtying down, but these coach lines are very, very glossy. I don't know if you can see that, but they are very, very glossy. So one more coat of matte varnish, and then I can start dirtying him down. So looking forward to that. So yeah, I've got to put that on today and leave it a whole day to dry. Let's just show you some other decals I've put on. You might recognize that. That's actually the nose, the black part of the nose of the space shuttle kit. Put that on there. And these also are space shuttle kit decals that I've cut down that space shuttle as well. All right, so that's where I am with that. Just about to go outside and put the matte varnish on there. And the other thing for you today, pretty much done. Let's bring him in. Pretty much done on the engine area. A little bit more weathering to do, but as you can see, I've grinded it all down, industrial looking, and I'm quite happy with that. That's also, I meant to have said, the other thing I haven't done here yet is I haven't put any of the metallics on, particularly this thing which could be a doorway, could be a hatch. There's going to be various metallics on there, and oil marks, etc., etc. But I never put metallics on if I'm going to be matte varnishing, because what happens is the matte varnish takes the sheen off the metallics and dulls it right down, and you get no sort of contrast. So as I say, outside now, matte varnish on, and I will be back. Okay, first pass on the weathering has been done. My client has, when I asked him about the weathering, how extensive should the weathering be, he gave me as a reference Starbug from Red Dwarf. He wanted it pretty weathered with lots of oil. So let's go. That's the sort of weathering that I like. So here we go. As I say, first pass. What I've done is I've put on a very messy, runny black-brown wash and dabbed it off, but left it in lots of places, as you can see, because that gives you, as I've said before, a very random, natural blotching effect. All right. As I say, this is just first stage. Second stage is to pick out the metallics. So up here, as I said before, this honeycomb affair, that's going to be metallic. I'm also going to be picking out other areas in metallic and then wash them, weather them, and then I'm going to go in and this is a very random process, this style of weathering, and sometimes areas are missed, so I've got to go in where you know, I've missed bits and go in with a stronger mix in places as well. So that's coming along well. Not far off the end on this fella. And progress on the Mothership. Something I had to consider is how you film it. And this is going to be quite a weight. So I figure the best way is actually to mount it from below on a rod. Now this black dome is the stand for the Razor Crest model kit that I never used. And I've used that because it's nice and big, and it adds to the wartiness, the blobbiness of how the ship's going to be. But also, more importantly, the stand for the Razor Crest is solid metal. So this is actually the mounting point, and I'm going to have that the stand on a block for display and filming. All right. So work continues on the underside. When I'm happy with that, I'll flip it over, finish off the top, and we're not far off on that one either.